Yeah, some of it. And it's tough. It's no excuse, but second night of a back-to-back, and we got in pretty late. So I know guys are a little bit fatigued. We got to find a way to fight through that. It's just the reality of the schedule. But I thought we competed. We didn't do we didn't always do things right. I think overall we started the right way. And I think it's one of those things where can you sustain it? And, teams are going to go on runs, and sometimes you got to find a way to stop the bleeding. But I think at times when that happens, you get away from to continuing to play the right way.
Many teams, football teams, have some slippage during the year. Is this the normal amount of slippage, or
no? It's not. No, it's not the normal amount, in my opinion. It hasn't been. It's been gradual, but I think I mentioned this before. We got to get the care factor up, and we got to get back to playing for each other. It's easy at times when shots going in and things are going our way, but when they aren't, how do we respond? And I think that's the challenge. There are a lot of reasons. It's not one big overlapping thing, but I just think if I had to put my finger on one, just all encompassing, it's just the desire to do it together. We don't at times don't do that.
Where does that stem from?
It's a really good question. I think it's a lot of it is guys are trying to do things. At times they're trying to do too much. I think at times the ball sticks. We don't move it, share it as much as we should. I think it's for me the defensive end is something we can clean up. It's something I have to demand because that's something that we can control. The offense, whether we make shots or not, it's some nights it just doesn't go in, but we can control the other side.
Going back to what you said earlier, you guys are grinding, we're fighting, especially early, but you just couldn't get over the hump. Is it more them or you guys?
Oh, they're a good team. There's no doubt. They're a very good team on both sides of the ball. One of the best floor generals that probably has ever played. So he's going to pick you apart. At times he's going to embarrass you, and I think there's that frustration. So we have to get beyond that, and not fall into that game of, one guy. It's a team sport.
Early again, their bigs were getting inside and points in the paint came back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That looked like an issue.
Without knowing the numbers, exclusively, yeah, it was a problem. And some of it was the switching. We were switching to kind of minimize the initial impact of pick and rolls. That's where this team really thrives. But in doing so, you oftentimes have mismatches either in the post or on the glass. So I think they exploited that. So it's not necessarily just, drives to the paint, layups, that type of thing. But I think a lot of it was the switching that allowed their bigs kind of get below us or with the lack of size, just score over us.
Where don't believe is
It's a tough one to calculate. I think some are better than others, but I can't give you like a number of 1 to 10. I don't know.
Coach, you've had a couple months to look at Corey Kispert. What do you see in his game, and what's maybe his avenue to get to earn more playing time if there is one?
He's been. I've just seen over the last, even since summer league, there seems to be it's slowed down for him. I think that's just part of the natural maturation for a young player. The game feels really fast, and I think he's understanding how else he can impact the game by cutting, moving, spacing the floor. We know he can shoot the ball, but he's playing off the bounce a little bit more too, and not over dribbling. But teams run at him, they put him, they chase him, they run him off the line. He's comfortable, becoming more comfortable rather, attacking the paint, finishing at the rim. So it's a good thing to see. I think defensively too, he's given good effort. And it's not always perfect, but he tries to make sure he understands the game plan, understands personnel, and gives an honest effort.
All right, Coach, we'll head over to Zoom and we'll start with Chase.
Hey, Wes. Lately, some of these losses, you guys been going down by a lot. I think it's 3 out of the last 4, 25 plus points you've trailed. Just how do you keep up morale when, you're going through a stretch like this?
It's difficult. It's one of those things where you have to remind, these guys how good we were, how good we're capable of being. It's not the end of the world. We're 15-15. And we haven't played well over the last couple of weeks at all. So in light of that, we're still in a decent place with a lot of games to play. So we have opportunities to turn it around. The schedule's not going to do us any favors, whether tonight back-to-back, it's one of the best teams in the West, about to go to Utah and play another, top-tier team. So it is what it is. But, I think it's also to remind them that we're very capable, and we've shown that. The key and the challenge is how do we get back to playing closer to how we looked early in the year.
And Daniel Gafford went scoreless tonight. Was it just an off night for him, or was he playing through the injury that he had last night and that maybe limited him?
I don't know if the injury had any effects. That's probably a better question for Daniel, but just an off night. It's not for the lack of effort. And I have to give their bigs credit. Ayton, McGee, they've been around, their length, their size, make it tough. But, some nights is just not your night.
And are you encouraged by the way that Brad's been playing lately? The way he's been shooting and getting off to good starts? Yeah,
that's very encouraging. I think it's good. It's a good sign to see the ball go in. Obviously, there's a comfort level, and I feel like he's starting to get his rhythm. More comfortable and more confident rather from three. So I think I hope that continues, and I hope that helps elevate, some of the other guys to, new heights.
Neil?
Hey, Coach, how do you assess the team's body language right now, and how is that just difficult to try and, counteract?
Well, you're fighting human nature. Because when things aren't going well, naturally it's tough to, always present, your body language in the correct manner. It's a healthy reminder. We have to kind of remind guys of the impact of that, and that it's important to kind of keep, a positive mindset. It doesn't mean we don't, correct things that aren't going well, but you got to coach them up. So I'm mindful of it, where as a coach, I don't react or overreact to every possession. And I think it's important for our guys to realize the impact that body language may have on their teammates. So it's tough at times, because things haven't been going well, but it's certainly something that they have to be mindful of.
Any other questions? Any other questions for Coach on Zoom? All right, Coach, I think we're all set. Thank you for your time.
I don't know, brother. Every game is different. Right now. I don't know. Nobody gonna feel bad for us, brother. We gotta figure it out. Get prepared for another one in Utah.
What are some of the ways that defense can approach to where it was over the first 13?
Man, multiple areas, brother. As you can see, we're losing games now. As opposed to how we was guarding earlier. We had some care. We had some fight. Competitiveness about ourselves. And I don't know what happened, honestly. So, there's a lot of areas that we can get better on the defense end because, as you can see, we're piling up a bunch of losses right now. So,
where guys have to talk amongst each other even more than they normally do.
Be honest with you, brother, I don't know, man. Talking ain't gonna do nothing, brother. You could talk, me and you talking right now, that ain't gonna do shit. So we can talk about a lot, man, but it's not gonna matter until you actually go out there and put forth the effort and actually carry it over to the floor. So
You weren't able to give up the hump. What was the difference? Were they doing something, or was more them doing something that were you guys not being honest?
I don't know. Honestly, I guess both, brother. Because we never got over the hump. So I mean, I guess both. Like I said, they're a good basketball team. They've been together for a while. They know their system in and out, what they want to get to and how they want to play. And you know, we didn't take them out of any of that. You know, they came in and they shot the ball, wide open threes. We couldn't get a catch. It was forcing us up the floor and stuff. It's more physical than we were tonight. It's a lot of different aspects. So, they just play harder on both ends of the floor than that. Simple as that. Like I said, at the end of the day, brother, nobody's going to feel bad for us. Teams are going to continue to just keep beating our ass until we figure it out.
Things that typify those first 15 games was your team's resilience. Are those lacking now, or if they are, how do you get this?
Man, I don't know, brother. It's not my job. I'm not the head coach. I don't know what he feels is lacking. I don't know what he feels that we're doing wrong. Me as a player, I just feel like that we're not competing hard, and we think things are just gonna, be given to us, or we're just gonna be able to kind of just turn it on, brother. And we're not that team. Told you this earlier when we had those earlier wins. We're not that team that could just flip the switch on and off, brother. We got to come in, be ready to compete every night versus every team. Simple as that.
Chase.
Hey, Trez, how do you guys keep morale up and just keep your spirits up as you guys take not only some losses, but, lately it's been some games you guys go down by quite a bit?
Honestly, I don't know, brother. If you really gotta, keep your spirits up and, be fired up and energized to play this game of basketball that you get paid millions of dollars to do, brother, then I don't know. Obviously, you might be in the wrong sport, but, I couldn't tell you.
And for you, is there how would you kind of classify your season so far? Obviously, the first 20 games, double figures every game. Lately, it's been a little bit different. I mean, overall, you've had a great year, but how would you describe your play lately, I guess?
I'm playing the right way, brother. Simple as that. I'm doing what the team is asking me to do, brother. As opposed to how I started out the season, man. They was playing one way, we was going with, a certain different, variety of things that was working for us, and it's not happening now. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to play the right way. It's not about me. It's about the team. I can't go out there and take every shot. I can't go out there and win the game for us. It's about us as a team. But as far as my play, brother, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I go in and just play the right way and just try to come out with energy and just hoping that my teammates do the right job of, feeding off of me and just, picking back up off the energy that I'm bringing. Simple as that. As far as like how I assess my season, brother, I don't know. It's still a lot more to be played. Still a lot long. It's still a long season to go. So we'll figure it out.
Ava.
Trez, when you guys were hanging with them tonight, early on, especially in the first quarter, when that starts to slip, what were you seeing? Was it something their defense you're doing, energy, tactically? Like, what was the reason there?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I don't really know like what more kind of asking. What can you like tell me like what more so you asking me the question?
Yeah, so I mean, you guys were hanging with them in the first quarter and doing fine on offense, and it was definitely like more of a shootout. And when they go on that run in the second quarter, obviously it comes from the defense. But when your offense kind of isn't able to keep up anymore, that just coming from if you're taking the ball out of the hoop every time, you can't get settled on defense, or is it something they're doing?
I don't know. Like I said, obviously they're a good basketball team and they've been together for a while. But honestly, you just said it. At the end of the day, we can't go shot for shot with a team like that. This is a team that has been to the finals and, has been in this situation on, winning at a higher caliber level as a team than we have at the end of the day. As far as, what kind of, stopped working for us, I guess it's basically hot offense, man. Once we stopped being able to hit shots and, the ball started going in the basket, we stopped guarding on the other end and they ran away with it. So, you just basically answered the question. You've seen it. Once we stopped making shots, once we started missing, the lead started stretching out. So,
I know it's impossible to compare groups in the past, but have you been on a team like this before where the chemistry is there so much in the beginning and then it seems, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, chemistry, but where there's that much slippage at this point?
I don't know, man. I don't really pay attention to too many seasons after the one I'm in, honestly. So I can't tell you what happened with the past years or, what happened in the past teams. I know right now that we started off hot and, we have been playing a certain way. And when it was coming to the point where we was winning, we just thought the remedy was going to carry over. It's not the case. Teams don't watch film. They kind of figured out what we want to get to. And, I just think that we're at the point where we're thinking that, that shit is just going to change overnight, or the things that they're watching is going to magically continue to keep working. I mean, these are NBA players that get paid to play the same game that we do. So they watch film. They break down what we do. So we got to figure it out. Like I said, nobody's going to feel bad for us. Team's going to continue to beat our ass until we figure it out.
Thanks, Trez.
All right, that's all the time we got for Trez tonight. Appreciate you.
Yep.
It's very frustrating. Every day we're trying to find that way, to get over that hump. And this seems it's not going our way. But it's frustrating, but we got to stay with it, and try to overcome the adversity of what's going on right now.
Do you have a sense as to why every team struggles at some point?
Yeah.
Even the 72
No, for sure.
But you have a sense why this amount of struggle has happened this quickly through the
I mean, it all boils down to that communication, trusting each other, being able to rely on each other, being able to take criticisms from each other. It's a lot that goes into it. And, we know we're losing right now, but we can't let that dictate, our play, and our trust with each other. We gotta find a way to just, get it done, do our job and just get it done.
Talk is cheap. You've done a lot of work, right? Are you guys having that kind of honest face-to-face communication that you need to eliminate whatever it is?
I would say we have it, but I would say not enough. We have them talks individually as a group. I just feel like it's not enough of them. Everybody's still new. Some guys are returning guys. They've been here for a minute and played with each other. But other guys are still new, still learning. A lot of stuff that we've been doing has been on the go. So we've been learning on the fly. But at the end of the day, we professionals. And I feel like we just got to get the job done.
It's the sense of belief, self-belief, team belief, where it needs to be.
Yeah, I would say our team believe in what we got going on, and what's is preparing for us each and every day. It's just all about just applying it on the court. We can go into film, we can talk about it every day. We can practice as much as possible, but we gotta transfer it to the games, and that's what we having the slippage at. We're not transferring like what we get from film or like what we do in practice to game time, and it's been slipping a lot.
With that in mind, you guys know where you started, what you're capable
Yes.
of. Is that still in that mind that you know what
Yeah, that's in the back of that we want to get back to that. That's our priority. We want to get back to how we started the season. When we went 10-3. We want to get back to that, but I feel like the more conversation we have, the more we're gonna figure out, what it really is. I think right now we lacking that communication with each other.
What about out before is it 1, 2 biggest difference from where you started?
When we started, I feel like our defensive end was tremendous. Offensive man just came, no matter who was scoring the ball. We played freely. The ball was moving. Everybody, was enjoying the game at that time. And everybody, had to. We still have the same mindset of winning. It's just all about just putting it together. The more we can do that, the better we can be.
Neil.
Hey, KCP, it looked like you were like putting a heating pad on your elbow or something. How is that ailing you? How are you feeling after that?
I'm good. That offensive foul kind of like just fell on my elbow a little bit. It was already bruised once before. Just re-injured it a little bit. I'm fine. I iced it. I should be fine the next day.
Thanks, KCP.
Christos.
Hey, KCP, hope you're doing well. From your perspective, what is the biggest issue that you have to solve to be back on the winning column as a team?
We've got to solve the defensive end first. And we know we can score the ball, we can put points up, but we got to be able to get stops, and individually we got to be able to, guard our man, and like I said earlier, have that trust factor. If I'm going to get beat, I got to have my teammates behind me, knowing they're going to be there. So it's a lot that goes into that, but we all just got to start trusting each other and just believing again.
Speaking about the trust, do you feel that you are not on the same page as a team right now?
As far as winning, we on the same page. We all want to win. We all want to find that way to get back to where we were to start the season. So we all just chiming in, trying to figure it out. And I feel like a lot of it is confusion. Where we doing one thing and then it's another thing that everybody's not on the same page on the court as far as like what we're going to do. I feel like we got to get better at that. Can't mess up plays coming out of ATOs. There's a lot of things that we got to fix, that can change a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right, KCP, I think that's it. Appreciate you.
Thank you.